Good morning, Frost students. It's Mr. Kraft. I'm in my room here, room 163. This is the setup right now. It's a little lonely without you, but we're doing our best. So what I'm gonna do today is just take you on a little walking tour. We've got some exciting stuff going on here with our stream daylighting project, and I figured this was a good enough excuse just to show you what school looks like now and then talk about our stream daylighting project. So here we are, we're heading out here. Okay, my room, for those of you who don't know, sixth graders, room 163. That's Mr. Herbolt's room in there with his cool bike. And Mr. Herbolt, you want to say hi? Our other science and environmental science teacher.
Hey guys.
And the tour continues. Okay, we got some equipment out here. So sixth graders, if you haven't seen yet, these are your rooms here. Okay, just a message for the sixth graders. And what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna take us down the hallway, head outside. Right now with everything going on, I gotta go in and out the front door only. So I'm gonna just head down the hallway here. And it's quiet without you guys here. But this is what we would do on a normal day. Here's what our courtyard's looking like right now. We've got that back area there where we're thinking about maybe an experimental garden or something. Miss Shilton's over there. And I figured we'd just take a little tour. Miss Hill's in here. Morning. And we've got our cool flag. We're by the front door here. Getting some supplies ready for you guys. And I'm gonna head out here. We should pop in and say a quick hi to Miss Hewling, our favorite secretary in the whole world. And here we go, guys. So I'm going out the front door right here. Okay. And I'm gonna show you guys what's happened here. A lot of you know about our daylighting project. Oh, here's some garden work that needs to happen. It's looking a bit rough here. We'll get to it. This was a native plant garden, and it still is, but a lot of it's overgrown with weeds. And we got Mr. Lundvik's office right here in the corner. There's Mr. Lundvik. He's busy right now. So, we're in the parking lot on the side here, and for those of you who don't know the background, we have a stream on campus. Now this stream used to be buried in a concrete pipe underground in our Frost Forest. And it goes north-south the length of our woods back here. And we used to be able to see it through just a little bit of piece of pipe that had been cut out, and we could look in and actually see water flowing in there. And this is where everything's different now. And then the Kent County Drain Commissioner, who's actually responsible for that pipe and that stream, brought in a bunch of heavy equipment and excavated it all out and daylighted our stream. So it's pretty cool. So this is where the heavy equipment went down into our woods. We took a piece of fence out. You can kind of see here from the parking lot, there's this kind of road now. So one way or another, this is going to be a new entry point. This used to be all trees. They did take out a lot of trees to get to all the work down here. So this will be a new part of the trail. We'll have to think about building some steps or something. It's a bit steep. And it's been really dry lately, but who knows? This could get pretty muddy in the spring. We'll have to figure out what to do about this. But as we go down here, you can see, for those of you familiar, this is our old trail right here, the one that you guys built. Okay, it used to wrap around back that way. Still does, but just kind of ends. And then that's where it goes to get back to the bench area. And this down here was all just a wooded area, bit swampy down here. and get a sense of what it looks like. See, just came down here and now we're walking. And today I really want to focus on showing you guys the stream daylighting project because it changes so quickly, and it's important that we document what we have as we work on this restoration project. This here, this is that old drain pipe that comes out from the field up top, okay? And then there's still this kind of little gully that runs off here. And we actually have to walk across it. So we got some work we got to figure out. You can see there's some fresh grass seed down here that's sprouted. The construction crew, when they were done, they just threw down a whole bunch of grass seed just to help stabilize the soil. But in time, we'll figure out what we want to do and what we want to plant, because just regular old turf grass isn't very good habitat. We'll talk more about that. But right here, guys, you can tell how it's really coming together. And this here, this is pretty cool. So this is it. If those of you who remember, this was just a wooded area. Our trail used to go, at the end of it went around here and kind of ended up there. And this area here, we just didn't even really use much. Sometimes we trounced around it a little bit, but our pipe was underground here. It's all been opened up and we have this stream. So really cool stuff. They put some rocks in here. So the pipe still continues underground, okay? So I'm at the south end here. The stream flows north. So the water comes out here. It's connected in the neighborhood here. It's actually part of the neighborhood storm sewer system. And then comes out here, and this is what we have so far. So really awesome stuff. It's been extremely dry lately, as you guys know. We haven't had a lot of rain. So it's pretty much our driest time of year, and we still have water flowing here, which is really cool. So while we're looking at all this, I just want you guys to think about things that you notice, things that stand out, especially those of you who know this area well and have seen what it used to look like. So anything you notice, and then any questions you have. So as you can see, they took a lot of trees out, basically all the way to where the hill starts to go up to Colville Avenue there. And we have a big open area now, so way more sunlight than we had as well. Okay, so pretty interesting stuff. A lot of decisions that we're gonna have to make in terms of what we do to restore this area and how we use the space. So continuing along here, okay, so that's where it comes out, right down there. If I can zoom in a little, you can see, okay, it's kind of a trickle right now, but we definitely have water moving in here. Okay, if you can kind of see right there. And remember, like I said, this is our driest time of year. Okay, so I think for a lot of the year, we'll have some more flow. I'm hoping at some point to get some stream flow gauges in here so we can measure water levels. But one thing I noticed right away that's worth pointing out is you guys see how we have this stream bank graded in here. So imagine our pipe was all in here. They came in, they excavated the pipe out, ripped all the concrete pipe out, and then they graded the stream bank like this. And one thing that's really important for now is that we stay off the stream banks, okay? You can see they put this like straw blanket stuff over it, and then they throw a bunch of grass seed in just to help stabilize it, okay? To prevent erosion. And we wanna stay off this now. It's really important because our stream, it's a little rough. Our bottom, our substrate is just starting to kind of take shape. And if we have people trouncing all over these stream banks, all this dirt, okay, all this soil and sediment is gonna wash into our stream and just fill in the bottom. And we don't want that to happen. So really important that we stay off the stream banks for now. I think this straw blanket stuff and turf grass will help, but this is the beginning, guys. We have to figure out what we're going to plant to stabilize this stream bank, because just turf grass isn't going to do it. And we want to improve the habitat, increase biodiversity down here. So we've got our work cut out for us in terms of figuring out what we want to do and how we want to do it. Also, when I said stay off the stream bank for now, obviously we want to be able to get down here, right? We want to be able to get down to this water, explore, learn what's in there, and just enjoy even maybe just walking through the stream from time to time. So we'll have to figure out if we want to have access points, how people are going to access the water to get down in there. Do we need steps? I don't know. All things that you guys are going to have to figure out. And these are all projects for us to do, and lots of different kind of interests. Okay, everyone who's interested in more like the cultural, the human use side, things like building steps or whatever, or bridges. I think having a bridge would be super cool here, like right across the middle. Can you imagine like having a nice bridge? You know, and obviously all the ecological components of this. What's the water like? What's the soil like? And so on, to help guide our process of restoration. So you can see we have this area here now. It's pretty big. You can tell this was where a lot of trees were, and it's really cleared out and open. We have a lot of sunlight down here. Those of you who remember this area, it would always get a little muddy. So I don't know if we have to think about, you know, is this a place where we want to have kind of wetland plants? Do we want to plant a meadow? Do we want a trail going through a meadow? Do we want like an outdoor classroom area? What might that look like? Is it possible, or is it going to be too muddy? I don't know the answers to these questions, guys, and so we have a whole lot to figure out. So just walking along more. Again, keep in mind things you notice as well as any questions you have, because the things you notice and the questions you have are going to be where we begin this whole process of restoration. Okay, so you can tell, if you remember back here when I zoomed in a little bit, a little trickle, a little less water. Here you can tell we've already got some ponding water here. It is moving a little bit. I'm seeing some macroinvertebrates in here. In other words, some bugs. I see bubbles coming up, so there's definitely life in here. Those of you who remember, we had that pipe going through, and we, you know, we did find that the water quality was pretty good overall, but there was no life in that. It was just like a sewer pipe washing through. That's all it was. So we've got a whole different thing going on here. Just keeping an eye on it, see if I see anything interesting in here. Again, here's our area. So this is the outlet on the property, okay? And you can get a sense now of really how big it is, this area that's cleared out. And pretty big stream. I haven't even measured it yet or anything. We'll have to see about that. Let's see if we find anything in here. So as we go this way, just the way the grade is here, our stream banks are bigger up there, okay? And once we get down here, our stream bank is a bit smaller, to the point where you can actually kind of walk down right to the water just on these rocks without disturbing the stream bank too much. So I'm going to do that, give that a try. See this little area right here? So I don't want to step in here, okay? I don't want to erode this stream bank, but I will step down here. Oh, and if you guys notice, right here I'm seeing tracks in the mud. It looks like some animals have been walking down this stream bank. And I bet, oh, yep, I see a deer print in there. Our resident deer have been walking down in here, probably to use this to drink. There's a new game trail here too. This wasn't as defined before. It's a little deer trail through there. And then I was down here the other day. I actually had a deer come running up right at me while I was standing still. It didn't notice me till the last second, and then ran away. So, oops, let me zoom out here. Okay, so here, if I can get in here and have a little look here. Okay. Tell you what, I think I'm gonna try the little tripod move. I got this set up for tripod here. Set this down. Right, how about right like that, and then tilt our camera right there. And let's see here. If I climb down here, let's see. So I was down here a few days ago and I saw a leopard frog. Really cool stuff that already we had a frog in here. I definitely see plenty of macroinvertebrates, some flies. I can't tell what those are from this distance, but we definitely have some macroinvertebrate, I think, larvae in here, and all kinds of life already that we never had before. Some really cool stuff in here. So if you guys who were here before, if you remember, this was where that pipe was that we could actually access the stream. And so it was right here on this little hillside where we would dip the cup in the water and do the water sampling from here, or we could reach in. So this is all new. This is new drain pipe that's been installed. Screen here to keep things out, and really cool stuff. So we can kind of gently also walk around this way. And oh, I'm a little overexposed here. There we go. So you can see like the full length of it here, going all the way up there. Pretty cool stuff. Okay, so again, anything you notice or any questions you have, this is going to be your guys' project to do. We're going to have to figure out what we're going to do here. Okay, we got a lot of space that we didn't have before. This is all wooded. This, if I remember, does get pretty muddy in the spring, so we'll see. But pretty cool stuff. And I tell you what, I'm gonna wrap up this Golden Globe worthy production today. I'll do some more video tours with you guys, but I really wanted you to see this, especially because it changes so quickly. It's amazing. This project was just finished like 2 weeks ago. By finished, I mean the excavation. It's gonna take years for us to do anything that we might consider, finished. And it'll always be a work in progress. But in 2 weeks, we went from, just getting the concrete pipe out of the ground, opening up this waterway, and already we have all kinds of life in here, and things growing, bugs moving in, deer using it, and I don't even know what else. But it's really cool how quickly it changes, so I wanted you guys to see this now. Those of you who are interested in project type stuff that might want to do some time-lapse pictures, I don't know, I'm just throwing ideas around. I'll do the environmental science stuff with you guys. We're going to study the water, the soil, the sunlight, and so on. But keep in mind, what could I do as my project to put my stamp on this to improve it? So that's where we're at, guys. And that's the end of our first tour. So good to see you. Even though I don't see you, you got to see me, and most importantly, see this cool stuff happening. Okay.